What is up, guys? Longbeard 180 here. So I'm going to be doing a presentation of Hellofresh, which is a company that I decided to try out. And what they do is you pick a couple meals online and they deliver them right to your door. This is something that a few of my friends used and I heard about it, and I decided to try kind of a trial of it where I get it for a reduced price. So I'm going to walk you through my first reactions to what was delivered to my door this morning, and hopefully by the end of the video you can kind of get a sense of if Hellofresh is something you might be into. Alright, so this is the box that I got at my door about 11 o'clock this morning. And it contained 2 bags of 2 different meals that were protected by these ice pouches, and these are still very cold. So I could have had this probably out in front of my door for a day and it'd be just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cooking the cherry balsamic pork chops here. This is one of the bags that came. And first I'll show what was in the bag. So the company Hellofresh, what they do is they have a menu online of about 12 different meals to choose from. I chose 2 that were kind of adventurous for me, something that I wouldn't normally make at home. I don't usually make too much here. And what they do is they send you all the ingredients you need to make it, and then some detailed instructions. So here I got the 2 pork chops, which look really good. I got some broccoli here, got some thyme, got a scallop, got a little potatoes, I got some cherry reserves, and then I have some balsamic vinegar. So guys, I'm going to walk you through this entire process. I'm going to be learning along the way. I do not call myself an experienced cook by any means. The only steps I've done so far is preheat the oven to 450 degrees. I've set out some stuff, and here are the instructions I'll be following along the way. Like I said, this is all provided in that Hello Box package I got this morning. So really the only thing I have to do is prep it and eat it. Alright guys, so far I have ran all the potatoes and the shallot through the sink to just clean them, and I have cut the potatoes in halves, which I'm going to be putting in the oven, and I have diced up, kinda, the shallot. So the next step, like I said, I'm going to put the potatoes in the oven, let them cook. I'll be adding some stuff to that, and while those are in the oven I will be tending to the pork chop, and I'm yet to read that far in the instructions, but I believe I'm going to be putting it in the skillet. So I've taken the halves of potatoes and I put them on this baking sheet here. I sprinkled the thyme on them and have a light layer of oil on the bottom. I did the same thing with the pan. I lightly oiled it, and that's where the pork chop is going to be placed. And then finally I have this bowl of broccoli which will join the potatoes in the oven after about 10 minutes. What I did is I set the timer to 25 minutes for the potatoes, but I also set this timer for 10 minutes because I'll be adding the broccoli in that much time. I'm now going to get started on the pork. I have it set to a medium to high temperature. So guys, as you just saw, I have coated this thing in salt and pepper. I did a little bit more off camera, and I'm going to go ahead and place them on the pan here. There we go. And according to my instructions, I'll be cooking each side for about 4 to 5 minutes. So guys, there's about a minute left here. That's also time to flip these pork chops. So I'm going to flip the pork chops real quick. So there's the pork chops flipped. And in about 40 seconds, I will be taking out the potatoes and add the broccoli onto them, and then put them back in for a little more time. So I'm going to move these off to the side. And then this broccoli, which I've already drizzled oil on, will go on here. And then this is going to go back into the oven for about 15 minutes. So in about 3 minutes, I'm going to take these pork chops off of the pan and put them onto a plate on the side. I'm then going to start cooking the kind of the sauce or the flavor that's going to be put on these pork chops. So if you notice a change in video quality, my camera unfortunately died. I decided to do this last minute, so I didn't get to charge my camera fully. I'm just waiting for the pork chops. I'm going to take them off the heat and then start adding the shallots, stir them around in some oil, add the vinegar to that, and we'll go from there. Cool down to a medium heat. I'm now going to add the shallots in with one hand, hopefully. I might have to cut. That's all I have is they're cooking just a little bit of oil is all. I'm going to let those get a little brown. Cook them a few minutes. And we're going to add a few more ingredients in a little bit. Alright, so these shallots are looking really good. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of this jam, these preserves, in with this, with another tablespoon of water, and we're going to mix that around and let that cook for a little bit. So guys, what we have here is the jam, the little vinegar here, and a little bit of water mixed in with the shallots. So this is the glaze that's going to go on the pork chops in the end. So now this is cooked for a little while, I'm going to remove it from the heat. I'm going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to throw in this butter here. And I'm just going to kind of stir that around, let that melt. This is still pretty hot. And we got about 5 minutes on the potatoes. So I've added the pork chops to the glaze here. I'm going to let that cook over medium heat for a few minutes. And then we're going to be pretty much done. So there's the potatoes and broccoli. They have been cooking for about 15 minutes on the broccoli and 25 minutes on the potatoes. So we're done with the oven. I'm going to let this sit just for another extra minute because I've never cooked pork before and I'm a little paranoid that I didn't cook it long enough. Hey guys, here's the final product. I got plate number 1 and plate number 2. So I got dinner for 2 nights out of this. These are 2 dinners for the price of 1 in my opinion. And then I also have another bag here, which will be my next meal for later, and that is a Alfredo. So I'll be making that later on. So guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm not a chef. I haven't done too much cooking here in Pullman, but this has been an adventurous experience, the first pork chop I've ever cooked, so hopefully it turns out okay. And again, I have gotten all of this from Hellofresh, which is a company that delivers meals right to your door. If you're interested in trying out Hellofresh, you can message me and I will send you an email with some info on it. And if you order, you'll get a big discount because I referred you, and I'll also get a discount. So it's a win-win. I can keep making meals like this, and you can enjoy it for the first time yourself as well. Thanks for watching. Guys, I'm not one to brag, but all of this turned out really, really good. You can take a look. There's no pink. It's fully cooked all the way through. This glaze is absolutely amazing. The tails are good. They're cooked all the way. The broccoli has a nice taste to it. I'm very, very impressed.